There's a moment in the Bible that most people skip. It's tucked near the end of a book called Revelation. And it's odd. 4 angels, a giant river, and chains. But the part nobody talks about is this. Those chains were counted, not just wrapped, measured. And the angels they held, they were waiting for one exact moment. An hour, a day, a month, a year, planned before the world started. Today, we're going to read what the Bible actually says about those 4 angels. Then, I want to show you what that one little word, chains, does in a different part of the Bible that almost nobody reads. And by the end, I think you'll see why this strange little passage might be the clearest warning in the whole book.
Let's start with the passage itself. Revelation chapter 9. A voice speaks from a golden altar in heaven, and it says one thing: release the 4 angels who are bound at the great river.
That great river has a name, the Euphrates. It runs through what today we call Iraq, Syria, and Turkey. But in the Bible, it's not just a river. It's a line on a map that means something. More on that in a minute. The 4 angels, the text says, were bound at the great river. Not wandering, not waiting at some random gate. Right there, at the water. And when they get released, something happens that the writer can barely put into words. An army, riders on horses, fire, smoke, sulfur pouring from their mouths. The number? 200 million. Read that again. 200 million riders on horses with fire coming out of their mouths. Now, before we try to figure out what all that means, let's slow down on one word. The word the Bible uses for bound here is a Greek word, deo, pronounced deo. It just means to tie up. Think rope, think a knot, think a dog on a leash. That's the word.
Now here's the part nobody tells you. That same word shows up somewhere else in the Bible. A lot. A woman in Luke's gospel has been bent over for 18 years. Jesus looks at her and says she was bound, same word, by sickness. In another story, Jesus talks about a strong man, Satan, being bound before his house can be emptied. Same word. In the Old Testament, God binds Pharaoh's heart, hardens it, locks it in place so Pharaoh can't change his mind. Same word, every time. What we're seeing is a pattern. The Bible uses this one word, deo, for anything God has put a leash on. Sickness, evil spirits, enemy kings, and here, in Revelation, 4 angels. Not free, not gone, just held, waiting. Why 4? Numbers mean things in the Bible. 4 is the number for everywhere. 4 corners of the earth, 4 winds blowing, 4 rivers leaving the Garden of Eden, 4 creatures around God's throne. When the Bible says 4, it's saying complete, all of it, every direction. So 4 angels chained at a river isn't just 4 beings. It's the full force of something, held back in every direction, at a specific place on a specific clock. That's a very particular image, and it matters. Because the text doesn't say they'll be released someday. It says those 4 angels had been made ready for the hour and the day and the month and the year. Not vague, specific, down to the hour. Some people read that and think it's symbolic. Some think it's a literal date. The Bible doesn't tell us which. What it does tell us is this: whatever's being held back, it's not out of control. It's not random. It was measured. It was counted. It's on a schedule that someone set a long time ago.
That's supposed to change how you read the news. Here's what I want you to notice. The pattern of something bound getting released always shows up in the Bible at a turning point. Joseph was bound, thrown into a pit, then a prison, and then released to save his family. Daniel was bound, thrown into a lion's den, and released to shut the lions' mouths. Jesus himself was bound, nailed to a cross, then released 3 days later as the turning point of everything. Bound, released, world changed. Read that pattern back into Revelation 9, and the picture gets a lot clearer. These 4 angels aren't random trouble. They're a turning point. Biggest one. The one the whole story has been pointing toward. And the leash doesn't get cut by accident. It gets cut on purpose. So, what does this mean for us? I don't think it's about predicting dates. I don't think it's about pointing at headlines and saying, there it is. I think it's about this. The things that scare you, the wars, the rumors, the things that feel like they're spinning out of control. Art. There's a leash. There's always been a leash. And someone, the same someone who measured the chains, marked the river, and set the clock, decides when it comes off. That should change how you sleep at night. There's one more thing worth noticing. The golden altar the voice speaks from, that's the same altar mentioned all the way back in Exodus, the altar where prayers went up. The Bible connects the prayers of God's people directly to the moment those 4 angels get released, which might just be the most surprising sentence in the whole passage. Next time, we're going to open that up. Thanks for sticking around to the end. It would really help me out if you could leave a comment and share this video with someone close to you.